But hello and welcome to Pinterest 101 with Kim Carr. And with a little bit of assistance, I'm Allison Norfleet-Bringer, and helping out this morning is Wanda Tyner. In our workshop, please stay muted, but you, Miss Darla, do not have to at this time because we're just going to make this very kind of informal. Kim's going to explain a lot of really good things that I'm still learning, but if there's additional things that you might have questions about, please, go ahead and speak. You can just go ahead and stay off of mute because that there's just, that just us. Usually, all the rest. And Kim is going to be our main speaker today. So, Kim, you can take it away and I will.
Yeah, well, I am glad to be here. And if anybody has any questions, just go ahead and stop me. I'm by no means an expert on Pinterest. I had never used it until someone said, use it for your business. Because, so I'd never pinned recipes and all that kind of stuff that people go to Pinterest for. I jumped on it as a business way to market my business. And most artists don't think about Pinterest as a way to market your business. But right now, there's over 200 billion pins on Pinterest. And one thing that people don't realize is they look at it like a social media, like Instagram and Facebook, and it's just another thing they have to do for their art business. So they'd rather use Pinterest just for fun. But I want to encourage you to shift your way of thinking, because Pinterest is like Google. Pinterest is a search engine. It's not a social media platform. It is a search engine. So people go to Pinterest to search for items. And of course, like most platforms and stuff, 72% of the users are women. And who does most of the shopping? Finding art for the home and stuff like that. And then they might ask for the husband's, opinion to see what he thinks of it too and stuff. But it's mainly the women that are out there. But there's men too, especially fathers are going to Pinterest to use it and stuff. But 83% of the folks that purchase have gone to Pinterest and they see your work before, because it's just like, a lot of times you go into a store, you look around and stuff and you're like, oh, that's cute. Then you go back and maybe purchase and stuff. Online's especially like that. People like to look around first before they actually make that jump to buying something. So having your artwork on Pinterest is a major plus because it's getting seen by the more eyes you can get your work in front of. We all know that, the more eyes you can get your work in front of, the greater chances of having sales and stuff. So
yes, ma'am. Is there a trick or a way to get them to look at your stuff out of the 200 million things that are there?
Yeah. You have a Pinterest account, Darla?
No, ma'am.
You have a Pinterest account?
No.
Okay. What you want to do first is create a Pinterest account. And since you're just starting, yours is going to be a lot easier. Okay. Because what I would encourage, Wanda and Allison both have Pinterest accounts. But what you want to do is you want to make it a business account, just like you have a business Facebook page. Mm-hmm. You want to apply to have your Pinterest as a business page, because that way you can get, you can pin things from your website, you can pin things from Instagram, and you'll get analytics. You'll be able to see what amount of traffic is being pushed over from Pinterest to your website, because you do have a website, right?
Oh yeah, it's yes.
DarlaZookArt.com.
Artist.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Because you need, good. You need a website, because I know a lot of artists have, just not taken that leap. And I think all four of us then have websites here, which is excellent, because you want to have a website to be able to connect your Pinterest account to.
Okay, so you can,
Let me just kind of go down the, and on the handout that you've got today, there are links. to get you to certain tutorials or how to set things up and stuff. So you're already, everybody here's already got the website, which is excellent. Everybody here has a Pinterest account except for you, Darla. So, and it's really easy to apply for one. Just make sure
Okay.
you do a business one. Now, the
Okay.
other two ladies, Alice and Wanda, what they want to consider on their Pinterest account is if you're wanting to use it for your business, you might want to hide your boards because you can make a board private. So your boards that are not relevant to your artwork, not relevant to the audience you want to attract, make those boards private. Like I think my vacation in Missouri board is private because it doesn't really pertain to my artwork. But I have
Can I ask a
several
question?
boards. Yes, ma'am.
So why do you
Yes,
have
ma'am.
if you're there for business, why do you have a personal trip board on your Pinterest?
Because, because once you get on Pinterest, it's kind of fun. I mean, you can find everything on there. And so like I have a board, like Missouri vacations, because if I get a chance to take my nephew somewhere, I could go to Pinterest and kind of see some of the things that I liked.
Okay.
And so you'll have multiple boards, and that's fine. You can have all kinds of boards, but the ones that are visible to the public, you want them to somehow, like you could have a board of landscapes that you love. So you could pin other artists' work or things like that. So you want to pin other people's work. That's not a problem at all. And I'll get back to that. Allison, did you have a question?
Oh, I just have
Yes,
actually
ma'am.
kind of a comment. When I first started, Darla, they did not have it set up towards actually having things for a specific business. What it was still a personal type of thing where you're putting on the boards like yummy recipes and everything. And that was being used more towards that area of, things that you want to do personally. And it was something that had started coming up when I would go onto my Pinterest, and they kept saying, "Hi, Allison, we noticed that you're using this with a business aspect. Would you like to change it over to a business account?" And that went on for because I just didn't know if, it was newer. And I was like, I don't know what this is all about. Do I have to pay? Do I have to this? And they said, no, everything is still free. Everything's this, but you can learn more about who's looking at your site. Who's looking at the pictures, which boards are they paying more attention to? And so when I then in turn changed over to business, that's why I had a lot of my personal ones. They were still there, but then when you change over to business, it's like, oh, okay, now you can go on there and then see which boards are actually clicking, because I have like my business board, but then I have one that says beautiful mixed media jewelry inspiration. And so then I'm always, tagging other things that inspired me. I have for my love of clay, I only have a couple of personal things, but I tried a lot of my boards are geared towards art. So a lot of artists or people who like art are looking at it, and then they hopefully are happening upon the fact that, oh, she is a, mixed media jewelry artist. And I noticed that's how I ended up building a lot of followers.
Okay.
So, I mean, that kind of helped. I don't know if that helped for you by having those. I do have a couple of personal, and I might do exactly what you're saying, like artists that, like movie stars that I love, or I have things that make you think are a little bit more, they're not per se political, but they're historical things that, have happened in the United States. And I was like, maybe, I don't know, maybe I might want to make that maybe make that a personal one, although it kind of gives them an idea of personally, what I'm looking at. I have no really wild things, I'm not a really wild person, but yeah, but it did help. But they actually they sent emails to me saying I needed to change over to business, which was interesting. So they are really, but definitely paying attention to what we're putting up.
Okay.
They pay close attention to what you put up.
So do the same
Yes, Wanda?
people, it's Darla again. So do the same people own Pinterest that that have Facebook and Instagram and all of them? Is it the
No.
same
I don't
people?
think so.
It's, no,
I don't think so. They don't own, I mean, yeah, I think it was just
it's a different,
Instagram and Facebook are the ones together.
yeah, but that's the thing, that why you should always have a website is because, you know, Pinterest could go away tomorrow. Instagram could go away tomorrow. You know, everything is changing, and what's hot today will be cold tomorrow. There will be something else new. But right now, Pinterest is booming.
Okay,
Okay.
so I have another question, and let's go back
But
to
so you could,
so do you connect it to your regular website and your Facebook business account, or just the Facebook business? Or do you connect it to both?
okay. With Pinterest, you can pin from Instagram. So like if I create a post in Instagram, if you go up and when you're on Instagram, I think if you go up to like the 3 little dots or something up there, it'll have where you can share it. And I
Okay.
can share it to Pinterest,
Okay,
but you cannot share from Facebook to Pinterest. So you cannot save something you've posted on Facebook. So
Okay.
that's why it's important to have an Instagram account too, because if you post there and you can do your hashtags and stuff and gain following on Instagram, from that Instagram post, you can just like that, post it to your business Facebook page, which from your business Facebook page, other businesses like Best of Missouri Hands can share from your Facebook page, but we can't share from your Instagram page and without a lot of
Okay.
hassle. And so you want to have the Instagram business page, you want to have a Facebook business page, and you want to have Pinterest business, because once you create that post on Instagram, you share it to Facebook, and then you can hit another button, you know, and share it to Pinterest and pin it there.
Okay.
So just like that, you can create one post and you can cover 3 platforms,
That's
you
great.
know, in a matter of, you know,
Okay.
minutes. Yeah.
That's-
So,
that's-
and on your website, like you probably have the little Facebook icon and the little Instagram icon or something where people could click on that and go to your other pages, right?
Maybe.
I do.
Let's hang on a second. Let me share my screen here, see if I can find
Oh,
find my
okay, that's what you're
website.
saying. On your website?
to show you. Yeah, like on okay. Technology here takes me a second. Okay. So on my website on the home page, can you guys see that?
Mhm.
Yes.
So up top,
Okay,
you know, in my website I built through Weebly, and so it's pretty easy where you can just go in and plug these in. So I've got Pinterest up here, I've got Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And so I just put my links to each of those in there. So those are live buttons. So if someone wants to go see my Pinterest page, they can. Let me see here. If I go down to shop now, so like if they're gonna, you know, if they're browsing my items that I have for sale,
Mhm.
there should be so if they click on that, there should be a pin it. Yeah, so they could pin that to Pinterest right away. So that's the same if they're on your website and they want to pin your work to their board of artists they love, or, you know, jewelry or glass or whatever. They can, you want to have your website with this ability. But there's
Okay.
another thing with Pinterest. Once you have a business page, you want to apply for rich pins. And what a rich pin is if you share something from your website or whatever, all that information that's on your website is going to go with it in that pin. So your information about, you know, your description, the size and the cost and stuff like that, all that'll go with it. So in your notes, it has the link to how to apply for rich pins. So that's something you'd want to
Okay.
do too.
Okay.
P-I-N-S, P-I-N-S,
And
not
on Facebook?
P-E-N-S.
Yeah, PINS.
Okay.
And so there's several steps you need to take, but they're all worth it. Just tackle it one at a time. And like it's got on the handout, it lists the things of adding, connecting your website and your Facebook and your Instagram. You're going to do that actually in your website. But then with Pinterest, you want to apply for those rich pins so that when someone's sharing it, all the information from your website goes with it. And if you go into your website later and you update it, because like I'm going to be going in and adding some color pictures to these and stuff like that, that updated information will go with that pin. So if somebody pinned it 3 weeks ago, and you go in and you update the price or something like that, that's automatically going to update onto Pinterest. You don't have to go in and readjust anything. Okay.
Curious question, is there a cost for rich pins? Is there a cost to set your
No.
pins up? Okay, great.
No, there's no cost. The only cost is if you pay for an ad or a campaign.
Okay.
And it's a lot like Facebook. If you've ever done an ad on Facebook, you can go in and you can target your audience. You can select, you want this to go out to women between the ages of, 35 and 75 or something like that, or in a certain region. But
Okay, so I have
Pinterest
another
will
question.
also, by knowing,
So on Facebook, when you send out an ad, that goes beyond your friends, right? Or people who have liked your page on Facebook?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
With Facebook, you never want to boost a post because they're just showing, because like it used to be when Facebook started, if you created a post and you had 100 friends, it went into all 100 friends' newsfeed. So they had the potential to see that if they scrolled through their newsfeed long enough. Well, then Facebook got greedy and stuff like that. And so they cut it down to where if you post something, it's only seen by, 2, 3, 4, 5 of your friends.
I know.
But if those friends like that post or comment or share it, then Facebook says, okay, well, this is interesting. We'll share it to more people. So they show it to some more, but they don't show it to all 100 of your friends unless you just got a hot post that everybody's really, commenting on and liking it and stuff. But with Facebook, if you buy an ad, if you say, hey, Facebook, here's my $10. I want this ad to run for 7 days and I want it to hit these people and stuff like that, then Facebook takes you seriously. Because now you're a paid advertiser, just the same as Levi Strauss or Pepsi Cola or any other big name. You're giving them money, so they're going to help you get that ad out in front of the people you want. And so it's going way beyond your friends and stuff like that. But the conversion rate on let me see here, I wrote it down somewhere. The people on Pinterest that are looking at your stuff, 48% of those end up being buyers at some point in time.
Really?
On Facebook, the conversion rate's only 14%.
Wow.
So with Facebook, it's 14%. So if you're going to put money into something, I'd probably put it into a Pinterest ad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because $10 is $10, but that adds up, and so, and the nice thing about Pinterest, because they really analyze and look at everything you're doing, they will know the kind of audience you need by the pins you're doing and stuff. So you can just let them create the ad and decide where it goes and what reach you get and stuff like that. So until you get used to creating one and targeting it, you can every once in a while put out a $10 ad or something, and I've seen a tremendous growth. I've done, I think, 3 ads now, and you see a tremendous growth.
Okay.
The other key thing about Pinterest, I cannot Did that change for you guys?
Mhm,
Did
yes.
Bring up my Pinterest page? Okay.
Just FYI.
It won't let me show you my boards.
Oh, I just went
What?
ahead and started doing what you were suggesting as you were talking. So when I went out to my personal and went into account settings, I think it was,
They're on the
I have to
tower.
Mhm.
apply to, essentially, I created a second account. That's just what they did. When you say I want a business link, so now I have a personal and a business. At least that's what it looks like. And so I got all the way through that and I have 0 pins. So the good news is I don't have to really clean up my personal if I don't want, right? I've got,
You can just start from now.
I got a nice fresh start. It will let you, it gives you the option to bring all your boards over to the
Yes.
business one if you want. But for me, that wasn't what I was using Pinterest for. I was using it like Allison for inspiration. So this one's going to be clean. And it also,
Uh-huh.
you can load up a CSV file.
Yes.
I'm really into that stuff.
What's that?
You can load up a file
Good.
of pins from using a Excel CSV file.
Okay.
If you're good with Excel, Wanda's good with Excel and understands that stuff.
Yeah, but I'm
Right.
you showing me how you did yours. Did you use boards? How do you actually pin it with all that information?
Right, right. What, since Darla's starting fresh, I would just start on there and like for me, I have several boards that pertain to my work. So I have one, photography by Kim Carr. I have one for my Cafe Press store. So sometimes I'll go in there and pin something from my Cafe Press store. I have a board of my Etsy shop, a board of my handmade cards. And then I have like a living artist board. So if you go on to that living artist, I've got pins that I've pinned all 3 of your guys' work. So Darla, I've pinned your work before, I'm sure, from Instagram over to
Okay.
Pinterest and stuff. So keep it kind of clean. Mine's kind of sloppy because I have a farmer's market board, things like that. But those are kind of things that my followers are interested in. So just think of what would your customer be interested in? Those are the kind of boards you want visible on your Pinterest page.
Okay.
The other important thing about Pinterest is the first 5 pins that you don't do on a day should be of your artwork.
Yes.
Okay, so the first 5 pins that you do, make it of your artwork. So what I do in the morning is I go on to Pinterest and I hit create a pin and I go to my website and I pin 5 of my things, whether it's some of my photos or a card, or I go to my Etsy shop and pin something from there. But the first 5 pins I do are mine. After that, you can go in and pin like crazy other people's work, some crazy hat that you saw that you like, to a private board probably. But you can pin away, and you want to pin other people's stuff. You want to pin at least 5 other pins or more of other people's pins, because Pinterest wants to see that you're a community and that you're sharing and stuff like that. So that's one good reason to follow other artists, that you like their work and stuff, because it's easy to pin someone else's work, but you just have to make sure you're pinning yours first. And
Okay.
some of the things that kind of help, like you can create you can go, I don't know if I can, let me see. Okay, create a pin. Okay. This shows up different than it does on my mobile. Let me see what that says. Okay, so I'm just going to go to my website here. And I can pick something that, oh, well, it's not showing me
Oh,
exactly what I want. I'm just going to,
look at your
so
baby.
this one, it's making me actually create from my phone. I can just go to my website, pick one of my items and hit save and it'll ask me to what board, and I say what board, and it does it. This one, it's wanted me to actually create the pin, Triple Trouble. And the thing is with Pinterest, they like keywords. You know, I could come down here and say, you know, sheep photo, limited edition artwork, stuff like that. I'm just going to hit publish, but they like you to use keywords. You want to be, so like here it shows all my boards, and you see over here the padlock. You see those padlocks?
Mhm.
So those are my boards that are private. Okay. So this shows all my boards, and I can go through and see which one I want to post it to. So like I've got a board of clothing. Well, my customers don't care what I'm wearing and stuff. So I have that board private. It's full of bib overalls and stuff like that. You know? So I can come down here to Farm Animal Photography by Kim Carr and just hit publish. And so it's really easy to create a pin on Pinterest. And then right there, it allows you to promote that pin if you want. We're going to look at it and see what it shows up. So more information that you've got in there, the better. And like with having a business page, it will always put your website with that pin. So it makes it easy for people to follow you. Another thing you can do is like create a pin from scratch. And can you guys see this? Canva. Okay, this is an app called Canva, and what you can do, and you can work it on your desktop or your phone, either way, but it allows you to create a pin or a post for Instagram or Facebook, Pinterest, you know, whatever you want to do. And so you can come in here and just pick a design you want, and you can customize it to whatever you want to do. This is one that I just created last night real quick. And so you're just taking one of your images, and this one I got mocked up on a wall like it's in a house. And I just changed the wording, spice up your walls, and always make sure you put your website link on these. And now, so this is a pin you've just created, and you can share that over to, you can save them on your computer and have a whole bunch of them. And then you're able to save your artwork easily that way too, if you want to put some wording on it and stuff like that, you know, just to jazz it up a little.
I love it. So far, I'm learning it right now. I signed up for it maybe around almost a month ago, and I've been playing with it. I haven't used it yet because I'm so used to doing my own, but you know, just doing it by scratch in Photoshop. But it's been great so far.
Your website text or actual?
Yeah, and this is it's text, Wanda. It's not a live link. But once you share that into Pinterest, it's going to ask, it's either has your website saved or it's going to ask you for your website, and then that will be live, and that would link them to back to your website. So this is one app that's nice to use. I'm still learning it and stuff, but you can customize to create posts for any of your social media platforms. Another app that's good to know with Pinterest is, let me see here, is Tailwind.
Okay.
And what this app allows you to do is when you've got time, you can go through and you can create all kinds of posts, as many as you want. And over here, see how it's got a scheduler?
Mm-hmm.
So I just started using this. I'm still playing with it, getting used, but you can drag that post to whatever time or day
Like that.
you want it to be. And so you can schedule them, you know, like I'll just go ahead and change that. We haven't passed the 20th, that's tomorrow. So I can move this post that I've created and put it where I want it to post out at. So I can go through and create multiple posts, get them scheduled, and then I know that I've got some posts being shared every day or however frequently, but it's a good program. I'm still learning it and stuff, but it's got a lot of different options in there to help make your life a little easier. Yes,
So-
sir.
I
I'm
like that.
I'm
I've been
curious.
using Creator Studio for Facebook and Instagram, and it's amazing because I'm not good about wanting to every day have to do a post, but if I can go out once or twice a week and schedule them, I'm more likely to do it.
So are you creating the posts in this app here? And then dragging it over? to
Yes,
wherever? Okay, so you can create the posts in this app.
Yeah. Yeah, so see over here where it says create?
Mhm.
So you can click on that. It's been a while since I've done one and they want me to upgrade. I'm not exactly sure.
So
Yeah, well, I have to learn this app a little better, Allison, but yes, you can create your pin in here and you can schedule them out and you can have them repeat. So like on, like you can create one pin and schedule it out every 3 months or something to post, or every 6 weeks, or,
Why
so
would you
like,
duplicate a pin? That wouldn't your board then get more of the same out there?
well, if you pin enough, your stuff's going to get buried, kind of, you know. So repeating a pin just kind of keeps it fresh. It brings it back up in front of a new audience or something like that. So if you schedule them out far enough, I'd say it's okay.
So, but your board itself will end up with duplicates or triplicates in the board if somebody goes and looks at your whole board. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
which if they're far enough out, that's fine.
But some of those will be buried. Yes.
because-
Yeah. Yeah. Because they'll get buried after so long. Was there another question?
okay, I do. I'm so illiterate here.
Okay.
I always think of an app as needing to go to Play Store on my phone and finding an app and then using my phone. Can I on the computer find apps?
Yes.
Because it says
Or
tailwindapp.com.
go to that website.
Go to the website. Okay.
Yeah, go to that. Yeah, because that's what I'm on my laptop right now. And so
Okay.
this is, so yeah, by going to the website, you can download it for your computer. Because that's
Okay.
what I've got, it and Canva, both on my laptop and on my phone.
Okay.
Because it just depends on, so far I've only used Tailwind on my laptop because there's so much to it, but Canva I've used on my phone before, but I'm still learning it. But they're both apps that I know are very useful and very Pinterest friendly. They are designed to work on Pinterest, so it kind of helps make your life a little easier. And that's
Okay.
my goal, is to get out there and try to start making life a little easier and getting some pins created and scheduled out and stuff so that I'm not having to do it every day. But when you follow, does that bring you back to my Pinterest page?
Yes.
I just want to make sure it's still showing up. Okay.
Mhm.
So let me see here.
Because my frustration
Um,
with Instagram is I think it's hard to manipulate, but maybe it's because I haven't used it enough. Instagram.
I recommend,
Okay,
Darla, do you prefer
where
working,
are you having?
Darla, do you prefer working on your computer? Over the-
Yes.
Then go into, sign into your Facebook business page,
Uh-huh.
then go to the publishing tools, which is on the left-hand column down there.
Okay,
And
let
then-
me write that down. Wait a minute. So go to my Facebook business,
Yeah, you need to be on your business page, not your personal page.
right? And go,
In the left column, probably about 2/3 of the way down is publishing tools.
Okay.
And then when you go in there, one of them is about insights. They're doing a lot with your insights, so you can see your activity. But one of the things you can click on is Creator Studio, I think is the name of it.
How do you spell that?
Creator, Creator Studio.
Okay, okay.
I don't want to get us sidetracked off Pinterest, but from
Yeah,
there,
okay.
up at the top, you can click on either Facebook or Instagram. If you click on Instagram, you can create your post out there. You can type it all up. You can upload your photo and all that on the computer. You can schedule it, and you can choose to schedule or publish it at the same time to your Facebook business page.
Okay,
You start with Instagram. If you start with
Okay.
Facebook, it won't cross post it to Instagram. Now they're coming up
Okay.
with newer publishing tools, but that'll get you started. I find that so much easier because I can go out and schedule the whole week, on Monday or whatever, and for Instagram and Facebook. And
Okay.
I also have multiple pages. I do other business pages, and I can manage them all on the Creator Studio.
okay.
The phone drives me crazy for that because I have to have
And-
the picture on my phone. And
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
Thank
Wanda,
you. Thank you.
On
Thank
that-
you.
on that, is the Creator Studio automatically embedded in the Facebook, or is that something you need to download and add?
It's just part of the publishing tools
Okay.
that are in Facebook.
Okay.
Okay.
I think they're
Excellent.
transitioning to some new tools, but I think if we're all using that, they'll tell us about the new tools.
Okay.
Right,
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you.
good. Yeah. All right, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that,
What is this?
I know it's a lot, but
What is this home feed thing?
where are you seeing it?
If you click on the little symbol next to business, up there at the top, the other way. Sorry, there. What is that?
Oh, that is, that's just, being able to see all the other pins.
Right.
Yeah, so you could click and save any of those to, and it suggests what board to pin it to.
Oh, so that's
like this one, it should come up, mules and donkeys.
So that's like seeing
Yeah.
your home page or your home feed on Instagram or whatever, where you're seeing everybody else's post.
Yep.
Can you
Yeah.
also
And
can
see
you
like
look
how,
at the analytics for a second? Because that was something that, Darla, that you might really, when you were just saying, well, how do you know what is it doing, where your post? Kim, can you hit the analytics? Because I like the way they literally break it down for you. Like if you're pinned, so you can see the overview, the insights on, who's watching what, which post did you put up, pin did you put up, that's getting the most. And it does have all that information there for you. So you can start kind of, varying that if it's paid, unpaid, that type of thing. I noticed that on mine. I really like that part about it.
Okay. Thank you.
see, like it shows how many impressions an image has gotten, so you're able to break down and see which is your most popular items and stuff. Let me see
Mhm.
here. Let's try saves. So it breaks it down. I mean, there's not that many saves, but it shows that my most popular one is Sophia the donkey, with 132 saves. So it gives you an opportunity to really go through and you can see which of your things are performing.
It even gives you
Performing
like
the
male,
best and,
female, what
let's
ages,
see.
everything. Yeah. There's there's an area like even, if you keep going down the age, the gender, everybody. Like who's
Yeah.
actually really paying attention.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you can see by mine, it's definitely women, the women are my biggest audience. I'm kind of shocked at the age. on
18 to
Pinterest that,
24.
I was the
age.
same way when I looked through
Yeah,
mine. I was like,
that-
really?
Yeah,
Maybe it's because
that's
they're on,
surprising. I
maybe
wouldn't
it's
have,
because they're on more. Maybe it's because they use the
that could be.
digital
That's
stuff
true. I
more.
mean, even down to the countries in the
Yeah.
States
Wow.
and devices, which is
And here's
really
another
interesting
thing
too.
too. Yeah, because look at most of those, that's one thing too. You want to make sure that your website is mobile friendly because so many people are looking at Pinterest and Instagram and stuff from their phones. So you want to make sure your website, if someone views it from their phone or iPad or something, that it comes up properly and they're able to view things without it being distorted and out of whack. So definitely make sure that your website, the mobile feature is turned on.
I was gonna just add a little
So yeah,
weird thing.
just I don't know.
I went to you then.
Go ahead.
Mobile feature on website.
Yes.
And how do you find that?
How do you create your website? What?
How do
It would be
Kim, I was just gonna throw out something
Uh,
that I was kind of interesting too, but go ahead first, and then I'll just a little old school thought that I don't think people sometimes think about. But I will go ahead with what you were going.
go ahead because I'm not Darla. Who's your website through?
FASO? Fine Art Studio Online is my regular
Okay.
website.
Okay, you'll probably have to go in there and look around because that's what I have to do each time. I have to, but there's a button somewhere you just click and it says, mobile optimization or something like that. But I don't remember where
Okay.
to find it in this one. So search in there. You might even have to just put it in your help
Well-
section to find out.
Okay. And I
yeah.
pay money
Can
every
you
month
guys,
to have help from them, so that they should be able to help me with that.
Yes, absolutely. And more than likely, it probably is mobile friendly already, but you want to make sure that feature's on.
Okay.
Here's something that I found interesting. And since we're all Best of Missouri Hands folks, this is my website analytics. And look at number 2 for the traffic to my website is from Best of Missouri Hands, which surprised me. Because, you don't think about it getting that much traffic and stuff, but it's my second biggest
Oh, wow.
pusher of traffic to my website. So I definitely would encourage you, to make sure that your page is, up to date and that, you've got a link to your website on there. And, it's a lot of work. Make a list and just go down and do one, check it off, go down and do another, check it off, because when you think about it all together, it's overwhelming, but start with some of the little things you can do, like Best Missouri Hands. You could go in there real easy, make sure your website's on there, link to your website. Make sure you got some images on there. Make sure you have a bio or your story on there, because I go to a lot of Best Missouri Hand pages and there's nothing about the artist on there. And that's the same with your Facebook business page, your Instagram, and with Pinterest. You want to make sure that you fill out those little bio or intro sections, because if you go to a page and you don't see anything, no information about that person or the art they're doing, you keep going. I want to be drawn in. I want to know a little bit about that person, and Pinterest is the same way. You want to have all these kinds of things kind of interconnect, because each is reaching different audiences.
Oh, now this is what
But
I
you
was
want
gonna
them to know
say.
your story. You don't want them.
The one thing when you were just saying, you know, reaching your audience and things, even though like if you're taking your items, you're sending them out, you're selling things, I did have to go old school. The fact that sometimes people will have all their business cards, they'll have all their little things and they'll package everything all pretty. But the one thing that if you're wanting people, if they're not getting to your website or they're doing it, just like you have on your website, on your cards, let them know where they can go to. Put those images on your postcards, on whatever else you're doing in any sort of paper or anything. Always keep knocking it back that yes, I am on my Facebook. I have a Pinterest. I have a, so then they know even if they're going to type in your name of your business, then you'll be found. If you're not letting, if it's not all connecting
Yeah.
from your web to your social media to your actual handouts to your, let it be consistent across the board, and that people will know that, you know, that you're doing those things. So when you send it out,
Do you
then
have
they,
anything on the back of
I
your?
wanted to find out some more things. Let me make sure I follow her on this and follow her on that. So you got to make sure that even on the paper stuff, you do have it out there. Because it's been weird. It's something that did happen to me. It was at trying to think of which one. I think it was in the Kentucky show. A lady came up and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I get to see your work." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm in a state I've not been before or anything." And she says, "I follow you on Pinterest." And I went, "Wow." So she says, and now I get to see it, and they are just, you know, she's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I get to meet." I'm like, "And free to," you know, I was like really excited, but then I went back behind my little curtain, went, OMG, people are really, I mean, they get to the point that they're at, so I do advertise if I'm going to be at a show on my page too. I might do a pretty graphic, and that Canva might be really great for that. So then in turn, if they happen to be going to that show and they were just looking at their Pinterest, they might not know me yet because they don't know the website. They haven't met me. Now, when they go to the art fair, then they actually say, "No, I've been following." I had literally a lady saying, "I've been following you on Pinterest," and I was stunned. So it does work.
Okay, that's cool. So how many of you use
Yeah.
Etsy?
Hey, Allison.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
I'll answer Darla's question in a second, but Allison, do you have a picture of your artwork on the back of your business card?
No, I actually have my logo, but on the front, yeah. Well, that's actually, this is the front of my business card. But then I use both sides, and then I have everything, and then also all of those on there.
Right.
Same with my postcards.
Okay. Good. Okay, Darla, I use Etsy.
Right.
I have an Etsy shop, you know. So I don't mail anything out. Mine is all downloadable. So I use my images and I create birthday invitations or, you know, retirement party invites, things like that. So I design it, they send me the information, I design it, and then I send them a PDF of the file. So I don't actually have to ship anything out, but I have it on my website, a link to my Etsy page. This is my website. And so I have a link to my Etsy page on my website. And then from my Etsy page, I can pin things to Pinterest. So I have an Etsy board on my Pinterest page, and so I pin items to it.
Okay.
So
I just need to look at.
So yeah, you want everything to kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I need to look at everybody's websites and look for them on Pinterest and Etsy and.
That's true. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Just to look at what everybody.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Do you use the hashtag?
Yeah, that's what I do, because on Pinterest, you can use hashtags, but they only allow like 2 hashtags Otherwise it becomes, they think it's like spammy. So if you're creating a pin, like if you pin something from Instagram, I wouldn't worry about it. But if you're creating a pin for Pinterest, you could use 1 or 2 hashtags, but don't do more than that.
Do you use them yourself?
I have not yet, because it's something that I just don't think about when I'm doing Pinterest. And it's something fairly new in Pinterest. It's something that they're just now kind of really rolling out. So it's not been used a whole lot.
Do you pin?
How about
almost
any
all-
other?
Do you pin almost all of your Instagram posts?
Does that mean you start on Instagram and you send it to Pinterest, right? Is that what you mean? Pin? Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Can you show us how that's done?
And she was asking if I don't, let me see if I can bring that up. Instagram
Yeah, you may not be
on,
able to use the computer.
on my laptop.
So how many, do any of you use Twitter? Because I hear about Twitter all the time and I think that's just one more thing for me to mess with.
Kim does tweet.
Well, the thing is, Darla, the thing is, Darla, create a Twitter account. And then basically I forget about it, except for the fact that when I'm on Instagram and I create a post and then it gives me the option to share it to Facebook and Twitter. So I
Okay.
always just share it to Twitter.
Okay.
When was the last time I was on Twitter? I couldn't tell you the last time I was on Twitter,
Exactly.
but my stuff is going out there.
So start
You know,
everything on
That's
Instagram.
just
and-
another audience.
So if you start everything on Instagram, you can
Yes.
send it to Pinterest, you can send it to Twitter, you can send it to your Facebook business. Okay.
And I have to
Yes.
admit, I always hear when
Yes.
Kim, your tweets always come up on my page all the time. So it says, yes, Kim
Uh-huh.
has just tweeted a new photo. And so it works.
Okay, so here's a post I did the other day of my great nephew. And so let me click on it and see if I can share it to Pinterest. So see the 3 dots up there?
Mhm.
No,
Okay, so it says share.
no, I didn't see.
Oh,
No,
there it
you
is.
didn't.
You're gonna probably have to drag
Okay.
your photos away.
Okay, so
You need to drag your
Pictures
pictures of
down.
us or videos of us, just drag them somewhere else because
There, okay, there, I see him. Okay.
Yeah, the 3 little dots.
The 3 dots right there.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so the 3 dots, click on that, and it says share. So I'm gonna hit share, and now it gives me
Yes,
these
it's coming up now.
options to Facebook.
Uh-uh.
Now I don't see why it's not showing Pinterest on here, because on my phone it does say Pinterest. Let's see if it says see all, if it'll. It's not. Yeah, on my phone, it will show me, that's not what I wanted. Pinterest will come up,
Okay.
Okay.
and I don't know why it's not here. But it'll say Pinterest, and then I click on that, and it'll ask which board, and I select which board, and I hit, share, and it's done.
Wow.
So then it's on my Pinterest feed. So like this one I would share on, I have a board it's just called Around the Farm. And everything on that board is post from my farm. So like posts like this from Instagram, I can share it, Then I have other ones that are like farm life. And so like my friends that have a farm, I'll share their post to farm life. If they're sharing, how to raise chickens, or, that they'll be at the farmer's market or something like that, I can share to that board. So I've created boards that allow me to share other people's work too, especially my friends, because I want to try to get them some traffic too and stuff. So.
Well, exciting things happen here, like
So,
we
yeah.
had a fire in the cornfield and I'm trying to put out, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, life
Well,
gets
and that's-
exciting.
Yes, it
Okay.
does. Yes, it does.
This is cool. I love your
So-
photos.
so,
Kim.
yeah, I
You and your
mean-
nephew, they're just marvelous. And all your stories are
thank you.
great. They're
Thank
story. No wonder the stories help. The stories sell the stuff, don't they?
The stories sell my, or, you know, because like people will walk by at an art show and they'll see a picture of a cow, you
Mhm.
know, and but if they take time to stop and talk to me, I can tell them the name of that cow, what farm, you know, all about it and stuff like that, and we get that interaction going and stuff, and that's what sells my work. It's not my photography, you know, that sells it. It's my story that
Mhm.
you know, because anybody can take a picture of a cow. Well, you know, mine are nothing, you know, but it's that story that then they start to see value in that, you know, and it's your story and it's Wanda's story and Allison's story. I mean, that's what the people are really buying is you. They're buying a piece of you, something you've created. They've connected with you. They like you. They want to see you succeed and they want to have a piece of you. So I would say share, you know, share that stuff, you know, build your audience. If you just keep, like, if I just kept putting a picture out, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, people would get turned off, you know, and they're going to be like, ugh, you know, let them connect with you. That's the same with like, with your avatar on Facebook and stuff like that. I say, put a picture of yourself out there. It's hard to, because it's like, ugh. But you know what? When I first started out with this, I had a photo shoot at the Botanical Gardens in St. Louis. I had never been there. I grew up in St. Louis. I'd never been to the Botanical Gardens, but this girl wanted her senior photos taken there. So I meet this stranger at the Botanical Gardens to take her pictures and stuff. While I was at the Botanical Gardens, I had 2 different people yell, Kim Carr. And I'm like, kind of like Allison hiding behind the curtain. Well, you know what, you know, and it was people that recognized my picture, you know, and from seeing my work on Facebook.
That's
So, I
cool.
mean, it really, you want people to be able to connect with you. If I only put up pictures of my work and not pictures of me, there's a disconnect.
You're
You
giving
know,
them a
you
personal
want people
connection.
to see your work, see your face. Yes.
Personal
Yes. You want to connect all the dots for them. So,
Okay.
Allison, you want to
that
throw
sounds
anything
good.
else in there?
No, I'm excited to even go revamp a couple of other things. I've got lots of followers, but now I want to even push it even a little bit further. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I've got a
absolutely.
question. Do you go to your Etsy shop and then share it to your Pinterest, or do you pin it and link to your Etsy shop?
I go to my Etsy shop and pin those pieces over.
Okay.
So let me see here. I don't know if I had that up. Let me do this again real quick. Okay, so here's one of my invites. Can you see that? That's on my Etsy shop. And so up here, it has, you know, so it's got Pinterest right there. That's not how I do it. I usually do it from my website and go to it, but either way. So here it's got it, and I can scroll down, and I should have a board, an Etsy board. Yeah. So Etsy Farm Fresh Printables by Kim Carr. So the only Etsy things I pin here is my work. So I can hit save, and there it is. You know, it's done. So it makes it real easy to pin from your Etsy shop, or if you got Fine Art America. I pin from my Cafe Press. I have a Cafe Press store where people, my open edition images like Sophia the donkey, they can get her on a baby blanket, on a shower curtain, on coffee mugs. And so I'll do that too, is I'll just from
what's that?
Pinterest, I'll go to
And what's that called?
Cafe Press. Cafe Press. Let me.
I think I've
So
seen
you
things
can
about
create a
that.
store there. Yeah, if you can take work that's open edition and you can create a little store. I haven't signed in. I don't know where my sign in is, but you can have your stuff available on, you know, on anything. My biggest seller is shower curtains with the donkey's face on it. I can't tell you how many people in Australia. Yeah, in Australia, I can't tell you how many I've sold in Australia.
Wow.
I think it would be kind of alarming to walk in your bathroom and see this big old donkey's face. But you know, you don't make a lot of money off of Cafe Press because they're doing all the work. They're printing everything and shipping it. They handle returns and stuff. The sales trickle in, and if I really promoted it and worked it more, I'd have more sales. So that's my fault. But I do make sales off of there. And it's kind of fun, you know, that someone can order a t-shirt with one of your paintings on it or one of your glassworks or Allison, your drawings. You could take drawings from your journal and
Wow.
put them on a coffee mug or, you know, so.
Good idea.
So it's just another option. I try to have several marketing options out there for me because like with art shows, I mean, when they dried up, that was that, right? And so, but I still have money come in every month. You know, I get a check from this gallery or that gallery. You know, I might get some money from Etsy or, you know, so it's nice to have different funnels. None of those even compare to an art show, you know, but, you know, now's my chance to try to increase my marketing of those different places. And my website's where I really want to ump things. And that's why I want to utilize Pinterest because I want to push people, you know, over to my website and hopefully they'll start purchasing things.
Mhm.
Oh, I was just gonna say that goes back to I pretty much everybody's been at all of our workshops. Is it Chris Dalcrest when she was saying the table with the multiple legs, the multiple funnels, making sure that's just another way that you're bringing in that extra income because like he says, if one of those legs get kicked out or two of them, which has been basically 2020, we'll end up losing our table. Which so that I automatically thought about Chris when you said that. It's like, no, this is another way. That check's coming in from this place, checks coming in from a gallery, checks coming, you know, money's coming in from the virtual shows. Well, then what else are you doing? So that's awesome. And that Pinterest and all these ways are just ways to advertise what we're doing. So it guides who, you know, to whatever they need. So hopefully that means another sale and some more income, especially in this time frame.
Yep. The more you can get your work out there, you know, the better. But the thing is you got to keep your sanity. You know, there's only so much you can do. So the things that can kind of interconnect, you know, make it nice. So like you can create that post on Instagram, share it to Facebook, share it to Twitter, and share it to Pinterest. So just like that, you've hit 4 platforms fairly quickly. So the more interconnection you can make, the better. And so you know, and I would make Pinterest one of those platforms.
Okay, ladies, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
I learned a lot.
Glad you joined us.
Yeah.
Well, good. And if you have questions, I mean, holler.
I
You know,
know, I
I
do.
don't know anything, you know, but I'll walk you through. I'll try to find out the answer with you and stuff. There's still things I need to learn and do. So, you know.
Yeah.
So everybody good?
Yep.
Okay. Have a wonderful day, ladies, and get out there and create and market yourself.
Woohoo!
Mhm.